Boundless Mind with David Dillard-Wright, the podcast that takes you into a space of tranquility, abundance, and freedom. The guided meditations and bonus content that you are about to hear will remove worry from your life and help you to release obstacles on your path. Learn key insights from philosophy, spirituality, and psychology to support your journey to greater mindfulness and well-being. Now is the time to open your heart and mind with the boundless inspiration.
Hello, welcome to the Boundless Mind. I'm David Dillard-Wright. Each show we begin with a meditation and then we continue with a short talk. In this case, we're going to have a little bit longer meditation after the introduction. So we're going to begin with a meditation from my book, A Mindful Morning. Start each day with a clear mind and open heart. And this one is called, I am you, you are me. We're going to begin with a quote from the Brahma Vaivarta Purana. And the quote says, "In this universe, what are you to me, and what am I to you? All are like the bubble or the foam of water. The meeting and separation are in the hands of the Lord. No one is independent." And we continue with the reflection. All of our conditioning in Western consumer societies is dedicated to the production of a feeling of separateness, of individuality, of duality. This feeling is useful if the goal is to produce a sense of competitiveness and productivity, but it is deleterious if the goal is to produce feelings of peace and harmony. Mindfulness practice helps us realize our innate kinship with other creatures and the earth, so that we do not approach life from a sense of aggression and lack. As you go through your morning, say silently to yourself as you meet each person or event, I am you, and you are me. You can say this to yourself when you greet the cashier at the service station, when you see a squirrel run across the lawn, when you look up at the sky. Persevere in this practice throughout the day. See if you notice a change in the tenor of your responses to the world around you. And this is a little bit of a special episode that I am making premium content. And the reason I do this is because I really don't think this is for everyone. This is really for those select few who really want to move forward with the practice. This is a prayer called the Bhaskara Gita, or the Song of the Bringer of Light, and it was revealed to me about 5 or 6 years ago. This is where the devotee commits to the life of spiritual practice. And it is a vow that is binding when it is said with intense devotion. And the pattern of this devotion is that you'll say this prayer 3 times in a row, 3 times a day, over a period of 3 days. So that will be 9 times a day for 3 days, 3 times in the morning, 3 times at noon, and 3 times at dusk for 3 days. Anyone attempting this vow should muster as much devotion as possible, as much longing in the heart as possible. And it is considered meritorious to share this devotion with others, and it should be credited to the Anahata Chakra Satsanga, the Heart Chakra Society. And I will upload a PDF version of this to the website. So if this is recited in the prescribed manner, it yields the 4-fold fruits of life. And the 4-fold fruits of life, for those who do not know, are material wealth, pleasure, right action, and liberation. So that's Artha, Kama, Dharma, and Moksha. We begin with a preamble, and this preamble is a dialogue between the devotee and the sage. We begin with the devotee. Master, please have mercy on me. I find myself beset with myriad troubles, not least of which are my past mistakes. I have fallen into a great burden of difficulties, and though I have tasted the spiritual life, I cannot sustain my austerities for long. The world calls to me again and again, catching me in its sticky net. I find myself unable to succeed spiritually or materially, and so am pulled constantly in two directions. My suffering has no end. I pray for relief but do not find it. And the sage replies, You have reached the threshold of a better life by asking for help. God has taught you to ask for mercy, and all of your suffering to this point has been for the purpose of throwing you at the feet of the devas. The prayer that I will reveal to you already resides within your own heart, and it holds great power to change your material conditions and the habits of your mind. The devotee replies, Even now I want to believe that your words are true, but I impiously doubt the word of an illumined seer. I have become so accustomed to suffering that I can see no other way of living. The sage replies, You correctly analyze the situation. In order to counteract the tendencies of your past, you must apply strenuous effort, so that the pitch of your devotion matches the depth of your despair. A half-hearted effort yields mixed results, and a superlative effort yields superlative results. Your previous prayers may have been long in duration, but you did not pour enough intensity into the words. A pond or a lake has a width and a depth. Increase your capacity by increasing your longing. The devotee replies, Very well, I will keep my doubts in check and recite as you instruct. The sage responds, Sri Krishna watches over those who recite these lines, and it confers on sincere devotees the power to become like him. Keeping a copy of this prayer secreted on your person will protect from bad thoughts arising from your own mind or the ill wishes of an enemy. Reciting it 3 times at the 3 times of prayer for 3 days binds you to the gods. Whoever bestows a writing of this prayer multiplies its effects. It should never be said in a trivial or mocking manner, and it should be kept from the eyes of scoffers. You may recite aloud or in silence, but pay full attention to the meaning of the words. So now we come to the vow proper, and as you're reciting this, you may wish to give offerings to a sacred fire or before your puja shrine. And here we begin the vow. I call most solemnly upon Ganesha, the remover of obstacles and keeper of the gate. I call upon Hanuman, son of the wind and son of Shiva. I call upon the most brilliant triple goddesses, Lakshmi, Saraswati, and Parvati. I call upon the 9 Durgas of many weapons and adornments. I call upon Kali, bedecked with severed heads and dripping the blood of her enemies. I call upon Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness, and upon Brahma, the grandfather, and upon Vishnu, the all-pervading, and his 10 avatars. Great host of the celestials, hear me. All good spirits, hear me. Departed ancestors, hear me. I bind myself to you eternally, to care for your welfare, to spread your fame, to bring you choice offerings. I give you my life, my mind, my efforts, my body, my possessions, my all. As I increase, you increase, and as I suffer, you suffer. May we stand or fall together. May this life be the plain of Kurukshetra. As much as I may prosper, I dedicate it all to you. I promise not to think a single effort my own. I promise to praise you wherever I may go, to make you heard and known throughout the world. I promise to never belittle the least of your followers, to never scoff at your prayers and rites. Make me known throughout the world. Let people in every place and clime repeat my names as they repeat yours. Let them gaze upon my face and find peace and joy. Let their afflictions fall away and their doubts dissolve. Let them know God even as they know themselves. Answer their every hope and prayer, and let this lifetime be their last. May those who touch my garments and anoint my feet receive healing, wealth, knowledge, and all good things. If I should suffer, I take it as your suffering. I give you my poverty, my disappointment, and my loss. I give it to you as a most holy offering. May the tears that fall from my eyes be as the waters of the Ganges, bestowing life and blessing. O Father and Mother, hear this great sound of weeping rising throughout the world, from humans, animals, and plants, from the mountains and the soil, from the rivers and oceans. Have mercy on this material plane, and do not shun it. Look upon it with kindness and grace it with your presence. Bend this world to goodness and plenty in equal measure. Great God of the three worlds, hear my prayer. Make me your chosen instrument. I give you the cave of my heart, the temple of my mind. Do not shun me. Accept the offering of my life before the torrent of this world destroys me. Bring an end to this age of darkness when ill tidings prevail. Restore the friendship of all beings. Give to all the brilliant luster of divine light. And now we have a concluding dialogue and also the explanation of blessings. After reciting, the sage and the devotee sat in silence for some time as the sun went down over the forest. The dialogue continued. The sage says, "This prayer has echoed throughout the world for millennia, but few had the ears to hear it. If you listen closely, you will hear it yourself, resounding from the walls of temples and the bark of trees. When you recite, you harmonize yourself with the song of all existence." The devotee responds, "How lucky that I came to this secluded spot to speak with you. From this day forward, my aim will be to sing these verses and teach others to do the same." The sage responds, "Go forward with confidence. Know that this song deepens with each time that you recite, and that soon you will feel it pulsing through your body. Wherever you go with the intent of sharing these lines, you will find hospitality and rest. The trials of your earlier life will end, and you will find provision for your every need. You will know that the prayer has taken effect when a tingling sensation runs up your spine, when the world around you seems wondrously beautiful, and you feel like a young child at play. When this song has been heard in every language and every land, then the world will know the joy of Ayodhya upon the return of Rama and Sita." And that's the ending of the Bhaskara Gita. Normally you will say this 2 more times, so 3 times at each sitting, and again say it 3 times a day for 3 days. So those of you who have stuck with this podcast this far, we're going through a scheduled program of meditation. And saying this Bhaskara Gita is going to unlock the depth dimensions of the meditations that we're doing. I hope that you will do the prescribed 27 repetitions and that you will reap all of the blessings of the Bhaskara Gita. That's it for today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. You can find more teachings and meditations at heartchakrasociety.org, or you can read my Psychology Today blog called Boundless at psychologytoday.com/blog/boundless. You can find me on Twitter at David Dillard-Wright. That's at DAVIDDILLARDWRI. You can find my 3-part series of books on meditation, a mindful morning, a mindful evening, and a mindful day on Amazon.com or wherever books are sold. Send me your comments and questions and I will get to them on future shows. Our theme music is by Tommy Rooster. Theme voiceover by Kimberly _DeVries. Bamboo flute by Zencona. That's all for now. Have a mindful day.